What is up, you guys? Let's go ahead and take deep breaths. I'm gonna start us off with an affirmation. I have a lot of cards that I want to use right now. I want to tell you guys that I was about to do a reel on Instagram. Some of these collective messages that are coming up for me, I'm getting a lot of messages and downloads. And then I thought, well, this isn't all going to fit in one video, in one reel. You know, reels are very short. So I decided to do a reading, a whole video of it instead. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome to my channel. I really just want to sit and reflect on a lot of things that have been happening to all of us collectively, just to be in a really slow, steady pace. And I think a lot of us are really needing that at this time. Mercury retrograde, I feel like, has already started for me. And this could be the reason why I am doing this reading, and I want to title this reading Mercury retrograde because I feel this is what it's going to be about. I'm have been very sensitive to light. I'm beginning to be very sensitive to noise. When my dog barks, it's just like this excruciating noise that I'm hearing, and that's when I know I'm overly sensitive. Very sensitive to light. Even at night when I'm watching my show, I have to wear glasses. I'm also beginning to have a headache right now. So a lot of you also are feeling that. You also may be feeling a lot of muscle spasms. I had mentioned that to our Capricorns when I did their reading last night. We could be feeling a lot of rage, pain, muscle pain, even our bones. Okay, take this as it resonates, collective. I'm really just trying to go as slow as possible and really pacing myself during this reading. Not a lot of movements, but just slowing yourself and being steady and being calm. I want to also mention that this reading could be for the ones who have been in a lot of trauma. And your body may be reacting to a lot of things and reacting to people, and perhaps reacting in a way that you're not really happy with. You may not feel very comfortable, a lot of dis-ease, a lot of unease, a lot of discomfort that you may be feeling in your body. A lot also had shifted internally starting October. And then from then on, everything's just kind of been in confusion. And what feels like a lot of confusion. I'm getting like we've had our breaks of like taking a breather, really reflecting on a lot of things, and a lot of releasing and a lot of clearing, right? Balance and clarity is what it's about. I felt like October was about Libra season. For me, was just beautiful. I think every year Libra season is just like a beautiful thing for me. It's just so magical. But going into Scorpio season, that's when it started to get intense. So a lot of you might have felt a lot of that shift internally during Scorpio season. And then moving forward, things just kind of started to feel like things were a little different and felt a little different, right? And a lot of what had shifted in October had really put us in a different world, different perception, different perspective of yourself. Maybe even stepping out of Scorpio season in a whole new, different identity, right? You feel brand new. You feel like a brand new person. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't even know who you are. That kind of feeling. And we had, after Scorpio season, we had our breaks. You know, we had our moments of happiness, moments of even like tears of joy, right? It's like almost liberating and freeing, okay? But a lot also felt very burdened. I don't know if that's the word, but I'm going to use that word. And also I have the 10 of Wands, bottom of the deck here. I also feel that for a lot of us, stepping out of Scorpio season, a lot of us went through this process of awakening, process of enlightenment, if you will. And for a lot of us, we probably did not take that very lightly. I think for all of us, we did not take that very lightly, because there were a lot of things that came up to surface that you weren't very comfortable with, collective. Some things you felt like you needed to just really sit with and ask yourself, where is this coming from? Where are these emotions and feelings coming from? Why am I all of a sudden feeling this, you know? And why didn't anyone tell me? You know, these kinds of questions where like all these secrets and all of these truths are now coming to reveal itself, and you're just sitting there with it thinking, what do I do with this, right? I think Scorpio season for us was a time of revelation. That's also when I started posting so many videos, readings after readings after readings, and there was just this voice that was telling me, just keep up with these readings, keep up with these readings. The collective needs this right now, you know? And so here I am doing my due diligence every day, waking up. This is the routine I'm gonna be in. I'm gonna do this reading for this sign after sign after sign. And I felt like that was my time of revelation. That was my time to really speak up for us, really speak up about what it is that we've been kind of like holding on to. And I want to say that in a positive way. I don't want to say that, you know, we're restricting because, you know, it's nothing personal. It only really means that we're really just having to wake up to a lot of things, and perhaps that was that time that we needed to face it. For a lot of you, you were probably faced with a lot of challenges during Scorpio season. You might have felt like you were being challenged more than usual mentally. A lot of mental strain, a lot of mental challenges, expanding our crown chakra, opening us up to our own mind's eye, if you will. And that was our breaking point. Scorpio season revealed a whole lot about our old self, and then shedding that, and then moving forward with the new self. Scorpio season for some of us also might have felt like a time to break free. For some of us, Scorpio season made you feel like you were seen, exactly, at peace. I have for some of you, Scorpio season made you show up more for yourself. It was a time for you to really get to know this new person that you are carrying, this new identity that you're carrying, that perhaps nobody understood. But for you, it felt like, no, this is me feeling like I can be more of myself without even judging myself for being this person that I am. Right? Powerful stuff. And then stepping into Sagittarius season, clearing things up. We're crying, we're mourning, we're grieving. We're in realization, but also in liberation. I'm getting a lot of that. We are facing our failures. We are facing our mistakes. We're facing guilt and shame. Power struggles. Ego deaths, right? That was happening a lot in Scorpio season. Really having us all see our own sense of moral compass, principle. I don't even really remember Sagittarius season very much, and it just was last month. That's so crazy. Oh, we're still in Sagittarius season, right? Mercury retrograde! I was just putting things in order. But obviously my mind is not in order, can't you see? I want to share with you guys that during Mercury retrograde, my words starts to get all mixed up. I slur a lot. I stumble on my words a lot. I like repeat one word. I repeat, like right now, I like repeat myself a lot during Mercury retrograde. My words are all just like all over the place. My mind's backwards. My body is speaking to me. My stomach is on fire. Mercury retrograde is not very nice to me. And this is the reason why I wanted to do this reading instead of doing a reel, because a lot of these messages I feel like I need to just share. And I have written some notes here for you guys, for us to just really sit with and really reflect on it, because I think a lot of us is needing a lot of comfort and a lot of love and support. Highlight support. A lot of the love that we've been giving out to people that is not being reciprocated back to us. Excuse my stuttering. I know it's ugly. I'm also very unattractive to stuttering, so I have to work on that. Going back to what I said about power struggle. A lot of us have been struggling with our ego. Feeding our ego and perhaps letting our ego take over a lot of things in our lives. Relationship, career, mostly relationship, partnership, contracts, money, success, shame. That is also to be highlighted, shame. When we carry so much of that shame inside of us, we almost forget to actually look at the world for what it is, because we're too Our mind is too clouded. We're not in alignment with our values, our principles, moral compass. When we are sitting in our shame, it's hard to love ourselves. It's hard to see ourselves for our true self instead of this person that everybody wants us to be. And going into Sagittarius season, I think it's giving us a lot of peace of mind that we also may be resisting, collective. Take this as it resonates. This season is making us believe, making us appreciate, allow, cry. Let me tell you, I don't know why some of us are so afraid to cry. And that's so annoying to me. And I think maybe it's just, I'm just annoyed about a lot of things right now. A lot of things. Going into this reading, I was asking myself, I need, what comforts, what can I do to soothe myself right now? What can I do for this body to keep it at a place where it feels comfortable, warmth, love, and support? And so before I went into this reading, I had my meal, fed myself. I don't usually I haven't been really wearing makeup, but I wore lipstick today and I feel good. I feel good. I feel good when I put on makeup, I fix my hair up, you know, I dress up, and even if I'm just staying at home and I look good, it makes me feel good. I don't know if that's something for some of you guys that you do. Even like, let's say like during the pandemic, right? All we did was stay home. And those times I would like, there would be a day where I would like fix myself up, do my makeup, and dress up. And even if I'm just sitting in the living room reading a book and I'm looking good, I'm smelling good, like it made me feel really good. And I think that's just like, you know, just being at you're just taking care of yourself. Self-care. There's nothing wrong with that. But I digress. Sagittarius season is making us really look into our own authentic self. And that's probably something that most of us may not be comfortable with just yet. We're really starting to really get to know our own authentic self, how we move, how we speak, how we react to the world, how we are to other people, how we're using our voice. Sagittarius season is also making us realize a lot of our faults, our shame, once again, guilt, a lot of that. It's also giving us the balance and the clarity. It's also having us look at the malice, deceit, the lies. And it's also really allowing us. Highlight that word, allow. Allow, 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 allow. What does that mean, allow? I think it's rooted in allow yourself to speak the truth. Allow yourself to express yourself at your truest state. Allow yourself to release. Allow yourself to be more at peace. And less in deceit. I think when we are in self-deprecation, this is what I'm getting. I'm telling you guys, a lot of these messages, right? I'm just like, and I knew I needed to do this reading because this was the comfort that I know I needed to use my voice and to speak up. So I appreciate you guys being here and listening. And if you've gotten this far, you're a true, real person. Ooh, that's a good one. Sagittarius season is having us calibrate ourselves, coming back to what feels more true to us. Like, for a lot of us, we may be feeling like we're just shaken up. There's just like, our body is speaking to us that in a way that we don't even understand. Like, it's just almost feels like chaos that's happening inside, like war, right? There's just so much war going on in here and in here. Most definitely in here. And I think that's what I mean by allow yourself to release. Because when we don't allow, it stays in our system and then we become a martyr. We become our worst enemy. Our mind is the sharpest tool. Our mind is our weapon. And Four of Swords. And when we don't allow ourselves to actually sit in all of that and really resting in all of that, you know, we become our own worst enemy. Burdened. Mental struggle. We feel fear in our mind, right? Some of us may feel like what we are feeling in our body, we don't even know how to explain it. And perhaps it's rooted from trauma. It is rooted in what feels like truths just buried and not being talked about. I'm getting that we may be in fear in having to talk about it. We may be in shame in having to talk about our truth. We're not comfortable about speaking our truth. Why is that? Perhaps we're around people that are not listening to our truths. Perhaps we are around people who just don't understand and is not willing to understand, period. And I think that's why a lot of this comfort is coming up in this season, because it's exactly what we all need going into Mercury retrograde. It is so vital for us to just like get real with our feelings and emotions. And I feel like this has a lot to do with mental restrictions. We are restricting ourselves mentally. I read this post and it read somewhere along the lines of, when we speak our truth and when we are speaking our truth, it decreases the inflammation in our system, in our body. It takes away the inflammation. When we are honest with our feelings, our emotions, it decreases the inflammation in our body. And I read that and I'm like, holy crap. It rang so true to me because I knew I was having problems with my stomach, and I've always had problems with my stomach. And I'm a Virgo, so I feel like Virgos are the gut, the stomach is associated with that sign, if that makes sense. And I feel a whole lot of that. And I feel like there's a lot of truth to that because I have always had stomach problems. And I felt like I had inflammation in my stomach. And going into building this channel, I started to speak up more. I started to use my voice more. And I was never one to use my voice. Growing up, I was a silent kid. I was very shy. I didn't even know how to use my voice growing up. I was not taught to, use my voice, speak up and speak up about your truth. No, I was a very quiet, shy kid. And I suppose that's what kind of fast forward led me to build this channel, start this channel. And there was this loud voice telling me, just go for it. Just start it. And just start to speak up about your truth. Start to speak up about what you're feeling, what your body is telling you. Just start expressing. And I felt like since I started this channel and I started posting videos and speaking up about a lot of just not even just about my truth, but just truth itself. And not just speaking up to you guys collectively, but that's too many cards. Speaking up to my friends, speaking up to my family. I felt a difference in my body. Let me tell you. I felt such a difference in my mind. I started to feel more calm and more at ease in my body. Less dis-ease and more comfort, more at ease. And I can't even explain to you guys how good I feel inside. And I'm sharing that because that's one of the most important things that I think we all need to practice in this season of allowing ourselves to express, even if it doesn't feel comfortable. It's so easy to say, right? I know. But ask yourself, what is it that you're holding back from? That you're only really risking your health and your mental health, and it's becoming more detrimental to your mental health when we don't speak our truth. What is it that we are holding back from, and what is it that is restricting us from speaking our truth? I think I'm getting we have become our own worst enemy. In a world that we live in, it's hard for us to really speak up about our truth. When you're out there and you're working every day and you're surrounded by so many different characters, so many different energies, it's like you don't know who to trust. There's so much of this truth that you're wanting to come out with and you don't know who to speak to, not even your friends and not even your family. And so this is what I mean by when you sit with yourself, speak to yourself. You don't even need anybody around you. Just speak to yourself, speak out to the universe, and listen to yourself. Because in this way, you're really also having to help keep your nervous system and your body at ease and not in restriction, if that makes sense. Sagittarius season is wanting us to be more at peace. And we're fighting. A lot of us are fighting. A lot of us are a lot in restriction. And a lot of it has to do with mental. It is really restricting us from living our truth, okay? It's hard to keep our mind in order when we don't release old energies, old beliefs about ourselves, old conditionings. Highlight the word conditionings. Some truths, I feel like, that you also may not be comfortable talking to about certain people, or some of your truths that you may not be comfortable talking to other people because they just don't understand. And that is understandable. Take that as it resonates. Some people will just never apologize for the things they have done to you, or admit they were wrong. And perhaps these are troubled individuals who needs a lot of healing. And you could be one finding yourself in a battle with someone where you feel like you have to over-explain yourself when you really don't. Keep your fights short. You may be finding yourself in an argument with somebody where you feel like you're not being seen and you're not being heard. Sun Tzu's advice that your objective should be to win the war, not keep winning the small battles, is great advice for couples. Say your piece politely and with respect. Listen to theirs in the same manner, then move towards peace. Don't pretend it didn't happen. Speak your truth. You see, a lot of pretend, a lot of masking, a lot of not having to come out of your truth, and a lot of it. Deal with it then and there and leave it behind you. Stepping out with having a peace of mind, right? Doing your part, being honest with your words, being honest with your intentions. Highlight the word intentions here, collective. You may be one finding yourself in a battle with someone where you feel like you have to be better, you have to one up, you have to be in competition. Again, coming back to what I was saying about power struggle. Pick your battles. As in war, so in family life, some battles or arguments cannot be won. All families argue, whether it's parents arguing with each other, parents with children, or siblings with each other. Communication is key in establishing boundaries. Highlight the word boundaries. If you have to argue, don't lose your temper. Be rational and deliberate. But remember, sometimes it is more important to move on. Pick your battles. I too just got into a disagreement and an argument with somebody. And I found myself there was so much like fire in me that was like building up. And mind you that I'm not one to put myself in situations like that. But when I feel like I'm being talked down to, I know I have to stand in my power and defend myself. And a lot of you may feel like you are in that position where you feel like you need to just guard up and protect yourself. A lot of that is happening. A lot of us may feel like we're not really having to trust in anybody right now. There's a lot of ego and pride happening. I have the King of Wands here. There's a lot of what feels like power struggle. We don't have the self-control, therefore projecting onto other people who don't deserve this kind of energy. We are in what feels like in protection, in hiding, in isolation. And I do believe that that is what is best. Because it means that we're doing the necessary steps in taking self-care and reflecting on ourselves and our feelings and our emotions, whatever else is coming up for us that we don't understand at this time. it's best to keep things silent, going in and reflecting. And it is a time to do all of that, reflecting, journaling, doing tasks, little tasks that will keep your mind in order and organized. Perhaps maybe even doing a little bit of service, reaching out to your community and sharing. Sometimes it's the simplest things that we can do for other people that makes us feel whole. It's also the simplest things and the simplest service that we can do for our community that will bring us back to ourself. Collective, that's what I'm getting. I have the World card. And sometimes a lot of what feels like is weighing us down, we have to feel first. And then leading us up to our reward, leading us up to what we've asked for. It gets harder right before that very thing, that good thing comes, if that makes sense. And I am reminded to tell you to not give up if you feel like giving up. Because right at the very end, when you're about to give up, collective, what happens? Something good happens, and then it makes you reflect on it, and you're like, dang, if I would have just stayed patient, right? If I would have just stayed patient and a little bit more patient with myself, some things happen to us for a reason, because you had done something about it, collective. If you are a parent, or if you're not a parent, parent, non-parent, who is a parent to your parents, I am reminded to tell you that whatever it is that you have done, and everything that you have done, is only really getting you one step closer to your rewards. And at times you may feel like, I want to give up. I'm getting really impatient. I don't know if I can do this. This seems a bit impossible for me to do on my own. I am reminded to tell you that you are one step closer to your rewards. Your willingness, your eagerness in helping your parents, that's already showing you a whole lot about who you are. So take that as it resonates. That's coming up a lot. I had written that down. Being discerning with yourself, collective, is important at this time. Whatever others may say about you, okay? What others may say may not match their actions and intention towards you. So perhaps if you feel like you're being gaslighted a little bit, somebody's giving you this tone of aggression, somebody's giving you an attitude, and you know where you are with yourself, your self-awareness is popping, right? Their actions could be and is maybe rooted in their pain and is only really being projected onto other people. Leave these people alone and pray for them. We don't need to add any more to us. It's not necessary. And I think going back to what I was saying about just keep things to ourselves, because even we don't know what's going on in our body. Does that make sense? So if you are going to someone and venting to them, make sure that it is someone who is willing to really listen in to what you're saying, because other people may not be willing to carry more than they should, if that makes sense. So a friend who is absolutely understanding of you, a friend who you really value and who you really trust with your feelings and your emotions, they are the ones that you need right now. And the rest can just go. Mercury retrograde is upon us starting Wednesday, December 13th, and I feel a whole lot of it starting right now. So we want to get rooted in what our mind is telling us, where our mind is at, paying attention to that more, what our body is telling us at this time. Perhaps maybe changing your diet, like not completely, but like eating more healthy, more veggies, more fruits, drinking lots and lots and lots of water. I have been setting my alarm like every hour and titling it drink water, drink water, drink water, so that every hour I'm reminded to drink my water. Listen to good music, pause, and taking long pauses. Allow yourself to breathe deeply, moving slower and even more steady. Getting a lot of sleep. If you feel extra tired and you just want to sleep, take a nap, do so. Reflect on your emotions and your feelings. Do not project. Don't even talk to anybody if you just feel like you're not comfortable. Listen to that instinct and reflect on it and just journal about it. Write about it. If you feel like your mind is going way too fast than usual, go for a walk, go for a run, do a power walk, listen to music while you're at it. And for some of us, read. Feeding our mind with knowledge and truth. Feeding our mind with a lot of truth. Feeding our mind with what interests us, subjects, different subjects that interest us. Read about those things. I'm also getting like hugs, light kisses, light touch, a lot of comfort, mind comfort, mental comfort. We want to cultivate that comfort within ourselves, giving us the self-soothe, knowing how to give ourselves the self-soothe. I want to go back to what I was saying about some of us are feeling extra tired and have been feeling extra tired. It's because you're burdened. You're burdened, or you're not getting a lot of emotional support. Wow. Emotional support. And I want to mention for a lot of us females, for a lot of us feminines, okay? We're just so tired of being masculine. Take that as it resonates. We're tired of like having to be the masculine all the time. Like if you know yourself to be a true feminine and you're a female feminine, okay, and you're just going at it every single day, day by day, and you're just thinking, when does it stop? When does this stop? When do I just sit and just tap into my feminine and just be and just love and work on the things that I love? That also will soon come into play, is what I'm getting here. Also, to be discerning of yourself. If you know your body needs the rest, why push yourself even more, leading you up to burning out? Okay, take that as it resonates to our females. I know what it's like I feel what it's like to also be and stay in my masculine all the time, because it is our way of protecting ourselves. Does that make sense, you guys? Like, when we have just been in our masculine for way too long and we've forgotten what it's like to be a female, a feminine, because this world is so harsh on us that we just have to protect ourselves and our power. our self-control. Okay, so if you are a female feminine and you're just tired and you're just wanting to take a rest because you're just not wanting to be masculine, you just don't want to tap into your masculine, allow, coming back to that word, allow yourself to tap into your feminine and work with it. Don't let this world control you, because you know yourself to be powerful. You know what I mean? Practice self-soothing. You have the power to comfort yourself when you are upset. Place your hand gently over your heart. Send yourself unconditional love to ease tension and frustration. Self-soothing. When we have given too much of ourselves to people, when we've given so much of our love and our care, you know what I mean by this, that too can really take a turn and a toll on our body without us even knowing that it is. And the next thing you know, you're projecting onto other people. I'm getting soft tunes, soft voice, soft tones. I also have the Page of Pentacles here with the Justice. I'm getting youthful energy, a younger male, perhaps. This person is needing a lot of care. I feel like that's a very specific message for some of us. Heavy emphasis on our men. Our men needs as much comfort and as much support as our women. Perhaps our men also are struggling with their ego and their pride, feeling the need to protect and to guard. You know, in the world, this culture and culture and how it has shaped to be where men has to toughen up. You have to be so tough, you know, that you're also really hurting yourself. So take that as it resonates. And I feel like with this Page of Pentacles, with this Justice, it only really means for our men who are also like holding back and restricting themselves from showing off their soft side. I'm reminded to tell you that your soft side also is very masculine. Being soft could be masculine. Soft is masculine. Soft is also feminine. Does that make sense? And being tough all the time and guarding up, and you know how much that hurts your body, your physical body, when you always have to tense up because you're a man and you're not allowed to cry and you're not allowed to express your true emotions. You gotta toughen up. Do you know how much do you know how much you're damaging your physical body by just wanting to? That's probably why some of you men are having muscle spasms, because all you do is, what's up, boo? Yeah. That is so unattractive. Like, yo, just be real. You're hurting yourself. That's what I'm getting. Self-soothe. I'm getting, why do you have to be and act so tough all the time? Do you know that being soft and vulnerable, like I find men who are soft and vulnerable and who speaks their truth to be so attractive. Show your vulnerability. And that hurts me, because in the world that we live in, again, this society, that how it's shaped to be, how we're so afraid to speak our vulnerability. But in speaking our vulnerability, we're also saving our physical body. We're saving ourselves from having chronic illnesses. That's not even funny anymore. How much we are being restricted in so many different ways without us even knowing that we're being restricted because we don't have the self-awareness. $11:11 could be very significant for some of us right now as well. Pay attention to the time. Pay attention to what you're feeling and what you're thinking at the time you see 11:11 also. That is to be reminded, collective. Going back to soft tunes, soft voiced, soft tones, anything that may trigger you right now. Loud noises, light. You may be very sensitive to light. Cultivating that, practicing self-soothing and cultivating self-soothing within ourselves. This Mercury retrograde is going to be harsh for a lot of us. And I felt like I needed to put this in one video because it's something to be shared. It's something to put out there to prepare ourselves before the chaos comes, is what I'm getting. I'm going to get another. Doing this video helps me also a lot and helps me heal my body too. Every time I do a reading, I know I'm doing some good to my body. And this body has gone through a lot of trauma, so this body also needs a lot of healing. It's like the healing doesn't stop, right? Find your purpose when you feel like you don't fit into this world. I'm going to repeat that again. I'm being told to repeat it again. When you feel like you don't fit into this world, remember that you are here to help create a better one. So let's say you wanted to start up a business and somebody said, you cannot do that. It's impossible. And then you've been in isolation and you're like, you better watch what I do. Laughter is my medicine right now. Or maybe I'm just going mad and crazy. I don't know, you guys. Help create a better one. So let's say you have been wanting to write a book. You've been wanting to come out with this book and you've been writing. Keep up with that. I seen this post and she said, finish what you started. Finish what you started. Don't give up. If you're in the verge, like at the very end, you feel like you're about to give up, keep writing. Just keep writing. Let's say you wanted to start up your own music. You may be a lyricist, a poet. You write music. Keep up with that. Finish with that. Like, let's say you haven't even like looked at your laptop. You haven't even looked at your music for years. And you're reflecting on it in this season. You're thinking, man, when was the last time I actually wrote something? When was the last time I actually expressed myself through music? When was the last time I actually listened to good music? Sorry. I have the giggles. When was the last time you actually sat with your music and really reflected on your feelings and your emotions and channeled all of that in your music? That's the time to do that right now. Create, 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 create. We're spending so much of our time getting angry. We're spending so much of our energy on other people who don't even really find us to be interesting. We're wasting our energy on people who don't even really have our best interest at heart. We're wasting our time doing absolutely nothing, thinking that we're actually doing something. when we can channel all of these emotions through music, creativity, painting, dancing, singing, writing, being of service, being of service, being of service, being of service. Sorry. Your tender heart is a treasure. Don't let anybody talk down to you in your sensitivities. Show your sensitivities. And if these people don't appreciate your sensitivities, then you are talking to the wrong people. I'm sorry, I have the giggles. I have it. Look, sometimes we just gotta laugh it out, because that's the only way to let it out. That's the start of it. A release is like when you're crying and you haven't cried in so long. Ask yourself, when was the last time you cried? When was the last time you cried, collective? When was the last time you cried? Ask yourself. Sometimes I like to go in the closet. I like to go in the closet and just cry that shit out, dude. Sorry. Oh, man. Oh, also, I want to mention, since Mercury retrograde is here, your exes are coming back, y'all. They are coming back. They got some things to say. They've been contemplating. You better get your ammunitions ready. Reflect. You don't even have to do anything. You don't even have to over-explain yourself. You don't even have to defend yourself, collective. Stay away. Let them, just let them. You don't have to explain yourself, because you probably have been the one explaining yourself, and you have been the one expressing yourself while they pretend you're not there. Does that make sense? So now they're coming around and they're turning it around, and now they have something to say. I'm reminded to tell you to just keep it to yourself, reflect, and just love yourself at this point. It's not even worth it. So just prepare yourself. Like watch a movie, watch your show, love your kids. Stay with your dogs, love your dogs, let your dogs love you. You see how this guy is like, kind of like his head is down, and like it just looks like, yoga, I have a confession. It just looks like, I have a confession, please let me speak. And you're over here like, nope. I'm done. I've already been speaking the truth. I have already been speaking my truth to you and expressing myself to you, but you be playing. Look at you now, begging. And then you're over here like, what do you want this time? What do you got to say this time? Because you're over here like, I'm good. I look good. I feel good. I've been doing the inner work. What have you done? And this person's like, I got something to say. Let me just say sorry. It's too late. What is that Justin Bieber song? I'm sorry. I don't know. Look, they've been in contemplation, they've been in hiding, they've been like thinking about you, they've been they've also been doing a lot of healing and a lot of surrendering, but you know, it's not your business anymore, collective. Like if they got something to say to you, just let them speak, and then just keep yourself quiet and silenced. Because you did not do all of this inner work for no reason. Letting a man, letting a woman step all over you, and then coming back and then confessing after the things you've done. Excuse you. Let me just practice my self-soothing. I'm done. Oh, I want to put up an animal spirit here. This is my favorite oracle deck. Spirit animal deck, oracle deck. Let me tell you guys, if you've gone this far, I appreciate you wholeheartedly. I felt like I needed to do this reading because there was so much that needed to be shared. And also this has been really healing for me as well, so I appreciate that. I love when I can just share and release, I suppose. But also wanted to get these messages out to you guys, and I didn't want, this couldn't have not been, and I couldn't have put this in one reel. No, this was a lot to put in one reel, so this video needed to happen. Ooh, Pathfinder, release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. The wolf, Pathfinder. Remember what I was saying about, like, if you are starting your new business, like you've been wanting to start your new business, you've been wanting to write your music, you've been wanting to like put out this book, and you just haven't had the time to go back to it. Like, this is the time to do that. Mastery, you are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. You could also be in school is what I'm getting. Like you're getting your master's degree. You are on that path at this time, and you're really just having to give yourself the comfort in the midst of all of the deadlines is what I'm getting. Like you have to write a paper, or you have to present yourself in front of the class or something like that, and you're really needing to just go in and reflect and rest before you do so. So that is a reminder for some of you. That's beautiful. I am also going to leave it here. Collective, this has been an amazing read. Thank you for this. I appreciate you guys' continued love and support, for always tuning in. I will also be posting more readings. I have Virgo, Taurus, Cancer, and Libra left for the December readings. All of my information will also be in the down in the description box below. You see, I cannot speak. What else? You guys can find me on TikTok and on Instagram. I post content on there as well. You can find me on there, and I am mostly on Instagram. You guys, this has been a very liberating, liberating reading. I will catch you on the next, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Happy holidays. I usually don't say that. I haven't really been the most spirited when it comes to holidays, but this year feels a little different, and I'm more in spirit. So happy holidays. Love you guys.